Cross button select. Directional buttons. Navigate. Square button random select. Circle button back. Choose Cameo. K no. Intermediate. Cross button select. Directional buttons. Navigate. K no. CPU difficulty.
Reiko. Sonya Blade.
And here I thought you were some kind of super soldier.
You'll marvel at my skills, Earth Realmer.
Round one, fight.
Reiko wins.
I serve out. Round two, fight.
The tag team showdown as the White Six will defend those titles in that match against the Street Profits, the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Braxium, and...
Dang, how did he do that?
Honestly, I think this is one that's pretty wide open. I would think that there is a scenario where the White Six is I think it's one where you can put the titles on Braxium.
Dang, he do that so right, Daddy?
No, necessarily. It goes right back to the Street Profits or some Motor City Machine Guns. Get them back. I think DIY is an interesting possibility.
What the heck? He goes fly?
As the heel winners could be a possibility. But
Retry.
I'll tell you, something on this Andrade and Repeated team, and I think in the last scenario, I could see them moving into it and really going with the idea that these are guys that they want to get behind. They just did those, vignettes with them where they're kind of really focused on the idea that this is, a tag team that's kind of a fresh thing. It's not just two random guys paired together. They're kind of out on a mission and a goal, and I think you kind of want to reward Andrade for some pretty good work, I think, because he returned the WWE big ladder match. I think Rey Fenix, they obviously have high expectations for him. Eventually you would think he will reunite with Penta, but it's not necessary right now. So I think having Phoenix and Andrade in a tag team, the matches they've had so far, I'll go with Andrade and Rey Fenix to maybe score what maybe some people right here. But I think it probably comes down to either them or getting the opportunity. All right. Now we're going to go into the bigger picture for the other matches that may need a little bit more time as a whole. Let's start
when you pick them when it's your turn, buddy.
And Alexa Bliss.
You think his...
This.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you suffered a serious injury at work, like a broken bone, torn tendon, or needed surgery? Yes, even if the injury happened months ago. Most people settle for less because they don't realize what their injury is actually worth. Just click on the link around this video to discover how much your case could be worth. We'll have a free 30-second quiz.
That's too hard. You put on the hard mode? Do you put on mode, Daddy? Huh?
You might not even know it.
I put on medium, I meant to put on hard.
I don't know.
Click the link to
That's
find
been
out.
hidden from me.
Thousands of injured workers have recovered millions of dollars in compensation without going to court, in any upfront school,
That's
or
the
paying
system?
insurance companies alone. Take Steve, for
Huh?
example. When Stephen first came to us, he won his rotator cuff on the job and thought he'd just tough it out. But after taking our quiz, he found out that he was sitting on a case worth over $80,000. money you would have missed out on if you hadn't taken action. It doesn't matter what your employers told you. If you need surgery, suffer a serious injury while working, the law is on your side. You can't undo what you've done. You can't help the jury teachers by getting to the general settlement, collegiate, hospital bill, and the loss of future earning capacity. So, what happens after you fill out the 30-second quiz? Within 24 hours, a proper local attorney from our network will contact you for a free, no-obligation phone consultation. After that, just tell them what happened. Then sit back and wait for the expected quiz. Something as little as 30 days. And the best part? Your lawyer only takes it when you win. That means they're highly motivated to fight for every single dollar you deserve. To get started now, just click on the link and fill out the 30-second quiz. A lot of injured workers feel guilty or nervous about filing a claim. They don't want to cause trouble or be seen someone who's trying to game the system. Just don't let that stop you. If you suffered a serious injury at work, that's one requiring surgery, time off, or physical therapy, you're legally entitled to compensation. It's your right. Just click the button below and answer a few quick questions about your injury. Before our attorneys will contact you on the same day, 100% free. Imagine how life would feel with an extra $10,000 or $100,000 in your pocket right now. Wouldn't it be nice to stop worrying about rent, the write-up bill, or missing your work? If your injury happened at work, you should be the one paying for it. Still not sure if this applies to you? If your injury happened on the job, you need surgery, time off, or are still in pain, and you haven't received a settlement, there's a 90% chance you qualify. So, what do you have to do? Click on the link to get the free 30-second quiz right now.
Challenging Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's tag team title. This really does tie into what we just talked about with the men's tag team titles on SmackDown.
Finishers tab.
And that is a team that has come together and maybe exceeded expectations. When they started this whole thing with Charlotte Flair and all that, people were wondering, are they going to be able to pull this off? And it's kind of a unique dynamic between those two, not just necessarily seeing the tag team thing and all that. Are they really going to be able to
Oh my god!
Well, like I said, when they got merch, you knew that was a good sign. They're going to try to keep this team together. And I know there were some rumors out there of the original.
Daddy, okay, what?
In a singles match, which would have made sense.
Is that your team?
And you go with that.
Confirmed.
But I
Dang.
said, as you guys know, coming out of
Who's that?
I just don't think there is a scenario right now
Was
where
that
you
one?
two up. I don't think this is one where you have one partner turn on the other. I just don't think that's a good idea. I think you've got to roll with it. And I mentioned that kind of with the Andrade Rey Fenix thing. It's working, and this is working to a much bigger extent. And I think you have to go with this idea that the crowd will cheer Charlotte just as they did at Evolution. Alexa is helping that dynamic. You're facing these two heroes who are one of the top two factions in the company. I think this is a absolute no-brainer pick. I think Charlotte and Alexa will win the championship here. I think they have to, and I think that will do wonders for kind of the state of where the tag team titles are right now. There's nothing against, what Roxanne and Raquel have been doing with Woodward and that. It's worked pretty well. But I think this gives that tag team a little bit something extra by having these two writers that also gives them the idea they can go to Raw and it'll be on SmackDown and all that. So I like having these two with the title. To me, this feels like, I don't say the most predictable one on the card, because I don't think predictable is the right word. I think it's the best choice on the card in terms of really your hard argument has to buy one person to win and the other person to win. I think Charlotte everything like that. I think they all stay together. I think we're going to both of them right now. It's going to be Charlotte and Alexa winning the championship. Alright, I go down the card here. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. A matchup that, is going to be part 3 in their trilogy here. Zayn won the first one, Karrion Kross won the second one, and now this seems like a blowout. You probably also see Karrion Kross on social media seems to really get at the idea that he may be done with WWE after this. And, I'm thinking about this. I think it's worse than he asked about a lot of things right now. There's something else that I should finish. But I think that Karrion Kross is one where, if this is sort of the end for him at WWE right now, I mean, I think you kind of be in a position where for him personally, it is something where you agree so much that no matter what happens, right, you're going to probably be in a position where you're going to have a lot of opportunity. And it can seem like that he's kind of getting that idea that this may get to out of social media post
Is that the double one like that?
Kevin Sullivan saying how good he was and all this other stuff, and how Kevin Sullivan basically talking about what they're going to be doing with him. So for him to put something like that out, I think that's tells you something. Again, good to see him working against the last time. Sold on that in this scenario, which of course means I think Sammy can get the win. And I think this is all about Sammy, who set it on Raw, is ready to move beyond carrying cloth. Sammy wants to focus on his bigger role. That's becoming the world champion. I said, I still think he's the front runner to win the Royal Rumble next year. Go on to WrestleMania, have a chance to be world champion for the first time. Seems like an obvious story to tell. Sami Zayn gets the win here over Terry Cross, but
my hands are because I win.
Lolo just beat me.
Alright,
You got Sub-Zero again, Lolo.
another match.
Huh?
Two more matches.
I just won.
And one Reigns and James show. Again, Reigns and James. I mean, I said on the Raw reaction show, I don't really think any better if your Braun Breaker is on some Reigns coming out of Raw, where they just destroy Roman Reigns and James. And I feel like this is an opportunity now for Reigns, where, hey, I'm kind of showing your strength here. This is a big opportunity to walk in and put on a great match for Roman Reigns and Jey, so you're in there with your top stars and WWE. And I think that's probably enough, right? I don't think they necessarily need fans. I think there is an idea that eventually you do that Braun Breaker Roman Reigns match. Maybe that is for Braun Breaker. It's for a career-defining win in a one-on-one setting. I think this is another one to feel pretty clear as to what direction they're going to head in. The secret team is Reigns and Jey. Stay coming out the regional world championship in that top level. I think you want to have the race here and Roman Reigns, right? You mentioned the dynamic of it could have been Reigns versus Breaker. It could have been, maybe Reigns versus Braun or something. And getting up there, attacking match. Roman Reigns is
Fine, the crown you broke.
I think, the biggest thing, whatever, how does this work in Boston and do we get a little step closer at some point later this year, maybe a WrestleMania match next year, with Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker, this happening.
Oh, man, messed that up.
Alright, the main event, I would assume, I think they've announced that, right? Then it will be CM Punk challenging the World Heavyweight Championship on night one. And look, I think this is really about the best in the world versus the best in the world. So I think that's how Punk sort of tried to phrase it in the promo on Raw. And while this should be a really good match, this is one that I think we've been waiting to get to for a while now. The whole story here is going to be Seth Rollins. And I think that me is going to stick with that the prediction involves Seth Rollins beating
Got him, Lolo.
and him potentially cashing in on either Punk or Bishop, and I think that's the story. And I know we still are going back and forth on is it real, is it not real, all that stuff. But I think, like I mentioned, the fact that they kept his name sort of in the segment, and you had Heyman reiterating multiple times that Rollins will be out for an extended amount of time. I think that was on purpose. I think that was to be a display to make us just kind of look at it as a throwaway line. Alright, yep,
Daddy,
and then we just not even prepared whenever this guy maybe it was scenario where Punk wins and Rollins is there to win this moment. Or maybe Punk is new victory.
Hey, Daddy,
Rollins there for the moment.
you can get, and she can buy, you can get power. You can get power. I'm gonna try to water. Do you know that? Huh? Daddy, I'm gonna try to water. What?
You can type in
I don't think
that the same thing you lost to.
they didn't play it up, as you said. They
You type in the code like the old one? How you get it?
You don't have those details. You can't quite.
How you know that? How you know that? How?
So,
Taylor, I used to watch him in 2024, you remember that? I used to watch him in the other house. Before I used to watch Fulton.
That's the way you go, and Punk is celebrating. The Rollins is there.
No, not
I think that is kind of where I stand.
It's pretty a hard name, but I
don't really have a strong opinion on that. I could see them going either way on both of these, potential winners, but I do think it is one where I it's the, like, this is the moment you're setting up for. That Rollins also, maybe
that's it. Mom, this one.
Yeah, also.
He's pretty size too. You can get powers like him too. And he can get so you might go to a thing that have
and we know
like some have
name was Rhea, and you have Guy on Raw this week about how you're saying you're never going to beat me,
but
you're saying you're going to beat me, like, more,
you
Rhea's got to beat you,
can
right?
powers, and then you can get what you can defeat the cops, you can't die or nothing like that. You can die anymore if somebody's trying to put a gun at you. You can just grab it in hand and just shoot them.
I don't think he wanted to get the title off. And again, does that make it feel a little too obvious perhaps? I think you want to go into Clash and Garrett.
It's like a myth. It's like
just because you have to.
You like win and kick his butt and win somewhere, and then like
this rising superstar.
I don't know how to explain it.
And so I think that's
But you can.
the characters to be a guy who can't
But you can.
I think Stephanie the characters to be a Ripley. I mean, that's probably a match. No offense to people going to Clash and Garrett, but that's probably a match that we see as a bigger impact match. You know, whether that's a WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or something like that, those are all possibilities, right? So I think Naomi versus the Kara is the direction, which means Naomi wins this match. And WWE is hitting a very high percentage on the triple threat matches on the women's side this year, and so I think given the talent. All right, now we're going to see the Intercontinental Championship match on the women's side. Defending against Myra, you got a situation, right? It's a very situation heavy match.
The game
Very comfortable this is one where Becky, basically, I was saying, hey, let's go to everything goes. And I know all the double turns. Surrounding that match. But I think this is another one where I don't think it's shocked at all if you get some sort of like that involving matches. Because I do think that it's going to be a crowd. He's running from New Jersey, and he's going to fear back like that. As Becky said, she's got the boots to show that, you know, all the heroes take attack from Lyra on Raw, and I think there is kind of a possibility that come out of it with both of those women in different spots, even though Becky is kind of mock the fans and all this other stuff. So I think this is one where
shout out to Haas. Yeah, hello.
But you see Lyra maybe take it to a level that you didn't expect. You can set as much on Raw. You can take this to a level no one maybe has seen it take it to before. But I think the wild part here is that it's very projected as you saw on Raw. And to get WrestleMania, that's SummerSlam. So, how does Bayley factor into this? You see Bayley make the turn. All those kind of things are possible. But I think no matter what here, when Lyra is willing to take a good back to Becky, and I think that leads you to a fresh direction from everyone. Or maybe the realignment of the champion, maybe Becky goes back into getting into the World Championship picture. Which I can see, you know, big something that she's very bad against, definitely. And so maybe Bayley is also kind of what's been factored into your winning. So there's a lot of experience winning the championship. All right, it's still great match. Both playing in terms of the first part of the United States title on the line. I'll be honest, I don't know about this one. I'm pretty not sold on a confident pick because I think this is one where you're looking at it still, the big about the United States title is not necessarily well as well as the necessary. Solo winning it was not that all the way out. And doesn't win the state, the right story on top of the state. But the more I think about it, I'm just like, there are so many things you can do with Big Top 2 coming out of this. So I don't know if that means you're going to go to the other two that are kind of pushing and stuff like that. But I do think this is one where you have all the people on the outside. Kyle Tomlin, like that, ripping off the free throw, and I see that they're doing. That's a possibility. Maybe they do that. Yeah, you've got Conaloa, you've got JC, and then, you've got Cindy on the floor. There with this you've got the president on the floor. I think James will get involved here. We'll take on our stories of but watch out for the floor. Watch out for the floor. I think you're normal thinking that David Bucky probably it feels like the blow-off, right? If that's the case, if David Bucky winning, it's something that's that. Where do you go with Philip? Right? And it's just one finally won a good match, and now it's brutal that quickly. So, I pretty much 50-50 on this match. I think you could tell a lot of different stories.